Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a new video. My name is Jazz. If you have never seen my face before, hello, welcome. It's so glad to have you here. And in today's video, as you can read by the title, it is my 5-star reads of 2023. And guys, it has been a hell of a reading year. It's been months that I have read a lot of books. I read a little bit of books, read no books. And no matter what, I want y'all to know, and this is a disclaimer, that it doesn't matter your reading goal. Your reading goal can be 10 books, 5 books. Like, if you read a book and that's like your goal, like you've never read a book and you're not a reader, but you read one book, props to you. If you pick up a book and you finish that, I am so proud of you. If you don't meet your goal, lower it. If you feel like you're not going to meet it, lower the goal. There's no shame in lowering your goal. I lowered my goal. My goal was 100 and I lowered it to 75 and I made it to 75. I am now at 79. But it doesn't matter how many books you read, because some months it's daunting. And I understand, because some like bookstagrammers or some booktubers just read so many books. And it's like, how do you have the time to read 20 books in a month? But some people are just fast readers and I'm a little bit jealous. And they can probably keep their focus when they're reading and not like go on their phones. Guilty. So I'm going to start with saying that I do not rate books on the writing style, the way they were written, if they were written beautifully, and it's gonna be the next book that's just like, the writing is so, oh my god. No, absolutely not. That is not how I rate my books. I rate my books by the way they make me feel inside. That's the disclaimer. That is what I'm gonna start this video off on. So let's get into my 5-star reads of 2023. I have 3 different piles here, and the biggest pile is the fantasy pile, or the romantasy pile, and then, and then I have the romance pile, and then I have the mystery thriller pile. So let's get into it. We're gonna start with the shortest pile, which is my mystery thrillers. I did not read a lot of mystery thrillers this year, but when I got back into reading, that was my genre. I would literally read all kinds of mystery and thriller. Me and Lisa Jewell are besties, like that girl. Love my girl Lisa. Always reading her books, and they're always a 4-star or above. Always. It's just the feeling and the shit, and I'm like, you mind-effed me so bad. So we're gonna start with The Silent Patient, which I think was actually my first 5-star of the year. And honestly, I didn't predict it, okay? I know a lot of people are like, I predicted it, it was so predictable. Yeah, I didn't. I guess I'm dumb, because this is coming from the girl who cannot solve the riddle in ACOTAR. I couldn't, okay? But this book, I liked this book. I loved this book. It was perfect to me. Like, it had me on the edge of my damn seat, okay? I was like this. No. No! 5 stars all around. It was so interesting. It's about a woman who undergoes a certain trauma in her life, and now she is in a psychiatric facility because she kills her husband. She shoots him 5 times in the face and then just never talks ever again in her life. And finally, a therapist comes and starts talking to her, and she finally, like, starts, like, communicating through other forms, whether she's, like, starting to talk or she's, like, drawing things, and he wants to figure out the center of what happened that night. And the twist, I didn't see it coming, and I think it's damn phenomenal. Okay. Surprisingly, that is my only 5-star this year that was written by a man. Yeah. So the next 5-star read of this category is a book that follows this woman called Josie, who meets a woman named Alex, who has a podcast, and she just happens to figure out that her and Alex have the same birthday, and they're turning the same age, and they just happen to live in the same area. Obviously, it's interesting. And it follows the events of Josie's life. And Josie decides, she's like, I would feel like I would be perfect for your podcast. You can make it like a birthday twins podcast. And then she just learns everything about Josie and Josie's life. And she finds it very disturbing, and the things that happens in Josie's life, surrounding her family, her husband, her children, it's all very weird, and she's just very taken aback by it. But she continues on with the podcast, and then like slowly but surely, she's like, what the heck? And then Josie disappears, and Alex is on a mission to find out what happened. Like, things go wrong, and it's just insane. And that is, none of this is true by my best friend Lisa Jewell. Love Lisa Jewell. Her writing just captivates me so much. All the books I have read by her, I've given a 4-star and above. They have me jaw dropped at the end. If I don't guess it, and I literally am stunned like this, for maybe like 10 minutes, yeah, it's an automatic 4 stars. Her writing is just insane. I love her past and present point of views. I like when she goes from one person's point of view to another person's point of view. I actually enjoy that. And it's not all over the place for me personally. I really enjoyed it. And fun fact, there is an actual podcast on Spotify, so you can listen to the Alex Summers podcast, Birthday Twins. It's insane. Now we're going to move on to the next category of 5-star reads, and that is the romance section of my 5-star reads. I do enjoy a little romance. Romance is always fun and cute and sweet. And a lot of the romances in this have some sort of spice. And we're going to start with, I think this is the first romance of the year that I gave a 5 stars to. Oh, yeah, it is. And it's Twisted Games by Anna Huang, and it's the only book in the Twisted series that I gave a 5 stars. I love Reese Larson and Bridget. They are my Roman Empire. I love them so much. She's just everything. She's a princess. He's her bodyguard. They're not supposed to fall in love, but they do. She's supposed to take the crown. It's just this whole thing, and they can't be together, but they have to find a way to be together, and I will crawl for Reese Larson. If you know, you know. The next book that absolutely tore my heart out and my soul, and I will always forever recommend this as a second chance romance, is Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino. And this was actually one of the first books that I talked about on my channel that was introduced to me by Steph, and it's just, I love this book. This book has like, oh my goodness, everything. It's second chance romance, past and present, POV, dual POV. I feel like both of those could be done very wrong, but they're done actually perfection in this book. And this book is everything to me, and I love it so much, and I hold it so dear to my heart. Like, nobody touch it. This is my child, and I will be rereading her in 2024, best believe. I love Grace and Matt. They're my babies. Honestly, like, towards the end, like, in the present perspective, I did not expect what was going to happen. I was, like, very, like, what? Jaw dropped on the floor. And the miscommunication of it all. Ugh. But this book. Read this book, please. Okay. We're gonna go on with another second chance romance, which is by far the best romance book I have ever read in my life, okay? This is my Roman Empire of romance books. It has everything. It has friends and found family and small town and second chance and I waited for you, and I can't think of the book that deserves infinity stars in my life more than The Two of Us by Taylor Torres. This book shattered me and, like, at the same time mended me, but it was like letting cracks slip through of, like, despair because it's so beautifully written. And this book is my Roman Empire, like, in romance books. Like, nothing, I don't think, will ever hold, like, a torch to this book. Nothing. This book means the world to me, and I have a signed copy by Taylor Torres. I literally finished this, like, in less than 24 hours, and I just stared at a wall when I was done. Like, I was hyperventilating, crying, and I was just there, numb from the pain of this book. Nothing could have prepared me for what this book was going to give me, okay? Nothing. Nothing in my life. Like, if you would have been like, oh, like, that book is sad, I would have been like, okay, I'm not gonna cry. It's sad. Sobbed. Literally heaving, okay? This book is everything to me, and everybody should go read it now. The Two of Us by Taylor Torres. Go read it. If you take any of my recommendations ever, this one. Take this one. Please. It's everything to me. The next two books that are romance novels that I gave 5 stars to is the Maple Hills series, which is Icebreaker and Wildfire. Icebreaker was insane. I really liked Icebreaker. It's just so cute. Nate Hawkins, I love you. And it's a hockey romance in between, obviously, a hockey player and a figure skater. The ice skating rink that the hockey players used, something happened to it, so they have to share a rink, and they see each other, and she, like, doesn't really like him. She thinks that they're all snotty and that they're all assholes. But forced proximity, open door, very... This book is smutty. Please do not read it if you are not over the ages of 18, okay? I don't want children reading this, okay? Absolutely not. Same goes for this one. Don't. This is a camp counselor romance. Picture it. Summer camp counselors. You're there. You're not expecting to see your one-night stand. And bam! You're like, wait a minute. I'm just trying to get away from reality and you're here. Absolutely not. But then, forced proximity, dogs, besties, camp activities, partners. Devoured this book. I loved this book. And Russ? Nate, I'm sorry. Read it and you'll understand. The last romance book of this year that I give 5 stars to is, can we get a drum roll, please? Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. I loved this book. And Lucian and Sloane are everything to me. They mean the world to me. Best of friends. When they were kids, something happened. They hate each other. They don't talk. They can barely stand in each other's presence. They do so because their friends are friends and they have to, you know, tolerate each other. But they'll find their way back to each other. I love it. I love it. I ate this up. I ate this book up so bad. Lucy Score. This was everything I could have wished for and more. I adore Lucian and Sloane. Sloane is literally me. She's a librarian. He is, I don't even know what the hell he is. He wears a suit and he's rich, okay? And they were next door neighbors when they were little, and then he moved. She doesn't have to see him again. And then suddenly he's just back in his childhood home and she's like, what are you doing here? I don't want to see you. And they're just always near each other, forced proximity. I hate everyone in the world but you. I'll protect you even if I hate you. Yeah. Enemies to lovers. Okay, now let's get on to the best section of this video, which is the fantasy section. So we're going to start with a book I don't physically own, and it is the only book in the Shatter Me series I give 5 stars to, and that is Ignite Me. And I remember the feeling I got. I don't remember most of the plot, but I remember the feeling the book gave me, okay? And it gave me a great feeling, and I loved Aaron. And after that, the series for me went downhill. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Don't hate me, Shatter Me stans. I'm sorry. Unpopular opinion. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the series that I read this year that feels like I read it forever ago and can't wait to reread in the new year, especially with the release of Hofaz. Yeah, I'm talking about Throne of Glass, and these are the 3 books in the Throne of Glass series that I gave a 5 star to. So the first one was Crown of Midnight. The ending in this book, I was not expecting it. I did not see it coming. I was like, huh? Excuse me? What? Yeah. Throne of Glass follows the character named Selena, and she's an assassin, and the king asks her to, in a competition, to be his assassin, and she's a criminal, and she used to be in Endovier, which was like a slave camp, sorta. So she was like a slave. And it's basically Game of Thrones meets Hunger Games. And that's actually exactly what it says, like, on the books. I loved this book. Everything about it. Selena, Kale, Dorian. My babies. Forever mine. Okay? Love them. The next book in the series that I give 5 stars to, which I feel like is so popular in the Throne of Glass universe for getting a 5-star rating, or just like the highest rating ever of the series, is Queen of Shadows. I loved Queen of Shadows. Manon. I love you, Queen, okay? You and me, literally, I'll fight to the death for you. Like, I know you wouldn't need me to, but I would. For you. Dorian, Selena, same. Love you. I love Manon in this book. She absolutely slayed. I love Selena in this book. Honestly, perfection. And it's in this book where you see things happen. You meet people. And it's just, I love this book, okay? This book gave me such a warm feeling inside. And then my personal favorite of the series, of course it has to get a 5 stars. That is Empire of Storms. Empire of Storms was personally my favorite because we got a bunch of content about certain characters that I'm in love with in the series and obsessed with. And it just gave me everything that I wanted and more, okay? Everything I wanted and more. I read it in tandem read, but I think when I do my reread, I'm gonna read it solo because She deserves to have her moment. She deserves to have her moment. Continuing on the trend with Sarah J. Maas. Of course, you already know I'm gonna give my babies a 5-star. I reread them this year. My Babies, Crescent City. I'm so excited for the 3rd book coming out in January. You guys have no idea. If you guys don't follow my bookstagram, you actually have no idea, because these books are my Roman Empire. These are my favorite books ever in the whole entire world. Forever, me and these books, me and these characters, they belong to me in a way that they don't belong to anybody else. At least that's how I see it in my head, you know? My friends, when they associate books with me, they associate the Crescent City series with me because, one, I own a lot of copies, and because I never shut the hell up. Literally, I never shut the hell up about these characters. Like, they are my children. Like, I'm mates with both of them, actually. Like, I'm their 3rd. In, like, TBH. A little fun fact. We love them. We love them. And so, Crescent City is about a red-headed fae. My girl. Bryce Quinlan, and it follows her story and the secrets that her and her best friend have. Or more, the secrets that her best friend has kept from her, and she's finding out all these secrets, and the head angel of Crescent City wants her to find them all out, while also hunting down a demon that's come from somewhere else, and she's just like, the hell. So, she's partnered up with an Athalar. And it's forced proximity. I wouldn't say enemies to lovers. I would say, like, sort of rivals. Or more like, I just don't fucking like you, dude. Like, get away from me. Like, why are you, like, spying on me? And then it's, like, lovers, you know? Spice? Yes. Throne of Glass? No. Crescent City? Yes. But you don't get it. This book, in the words of my aunt, that book is a tease! This is where it's at. But you don't get to that till, like, all the way over here. Like, you literally gotta read, like, maybe that much to get the spice you want. She makes you work for it. Makes you work for it. Okay, the next one that involves dragons. Everybody's 5-star fucking read of the year. I'm a basic bitch like everybody else, okay? It's Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing is a book that takes place around a war college with dragons and all these different riders who have different signets, which are like powers that are manifested through the dragon that they bond. They will literally go through so many challenges to see if they live to bond with the dragon, and once they are bonded, they still have a chance to die. You literally, there is like no saving yourself, okay, from death. Unless you're just like that bitch or that girl or that man, you know? It follows Violet Sorrengail, who thought she was going to be in the scribe quadrant her whole life, and her mom was like, actually bitch, no, you're going to be a writer because I said so. And she's like, what? So she crosses everything and she does everything that she's supposed to do, and she meets Xaden Ryerson, whose father led the revolution, and then his father died. Who killed his father? Her mother. Enemies to lovers. Forced proximity. So this is still in the category of fantasy, but this is more like a magical fantasy. And we're going to start this with Divine Rivals, which is a fantasy unlike any that I've read before. It's so unique. It's humans, but gods are in it, and a magical typewriter begins all of this. It's a rivals to lovers, and I have a whole reading vlog if you want to see, but it is full of spoilers, so if you haven't read Divine Rivals, don't watch that vlog. But if you want some chaos in your life and you want to like laugh at me, go click on that video because I think it's funny. It's about Iris, Winnow, and Roman Kit, and they work at the paper, and they're rivals trying to overshadow one another, trying to get a spot. And next thing you know, Iris's brother's at the front lines, and she is always writing to him and always slipping them under her wardrobe, and then suddenly the letters start to write back, and she's like, this can't be my brother. But she keeps writing anyways. And Roman knows they're from her, but she doesn't know they're from Roman. And I love them so much. Ruthless Vows comes out this month, and I'm so excited to go get the book. You guys have no idea. I'm so excited to read it. But this is actually my most unique book of the year, and it just deserved a 5-star read. It was so good. Love it. These two are in an interconnected series, and these are the only 2 books in those series that I give a 5 stars to. And if you've seen my Carnival reading vlog, you already know. Finale. Finale! Finale! Got the cake, okay? Finale I gave a 5 stars to. It was just amazing. I loved this book, okay? This book was everything that I needed to be the cherry on top of Carvel. I loved the series. I thought it was so magical and so wonderful. And again, humans, but with magic. And there's fates, and there's witches, and there's magic, and this is amazing. Carvel follows the story of Scarlet, who is wanting to meet Legend, who is a game maker, and then she finds out that her sister is missing and she has to find her sister through the game. So she follows all the clues and solves all the riddles, and I love the series. And in that series, they introduced me to one of my new favorite characters of the year, and that's Jax from Once Upon a Broken Heart. And my favorite book of that series was The Ballad of Never After. I have yet to post that reading vlog, but it will be up by the new year, I promise. I'm sorry. The editing is so daunting. Anyways, this book was perfection. I loved it in every aspect. I think it's like the one I annotated the most, so it has like all kinds of tabs in them. Yeah, look. I just, this book. Evangeline, I love her. She's my child. Jax, love him. Ugh. Gets my heart palpitating. I love them. They mean the world to me. Once Upon a Broken Heart follows Jax, the Prince of Hearts, and Evangeline. Evangeline Fox is our main character, and it follows her journey of true love and heartbreak. And twists and turns that you actually don't see coming. It's insane. I love it. You guys should also read that book. Read that series. Tell me about it. Anyways, that is all for today's video. Please comment down below your 5-star reads of the year. I want to know all of them. Literally, give me your fantasy ones, your romance ones, your true crime ones, your thriller ones, your historical fiction, all of them. Just give them to me, okay? I want to know. Let's chat in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!